Yeah, just mute yourself.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Here we go. So you're going to get the warm up on this one today. I've already put my weight vest on just to warm up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk in a circular pattern. Instead of going front to back, I'm going to go ahead and walk in a circular pattern, because once I get 2 of these rotations, and again, I told you I'm warming up, right? So you're going to get this on your recording. So back here, I'm going to turn around and go the other way. Now you'll notice I'm not going super fast. And as you're walking around your circle, depending on, you know, how big or small your room is, just don't go super fast. But here's the thing you should know. See, when I'm going around like this, I put different pressure on the insides and outsides of not only my hips, but my knees, my feet, and my ankles. So now I'm going to turn around and go back. And I'm ambulating because I want to practice standing upright. Many of my clients that I start working with, this is how their walk is. It's like this. And if you want to counteract that, this is the class for you. So as I'm walking in a circular pattern to warm up, and this is being recorded, so you will have it on a recording. Now I'm going to turn around and go the other way. So as I go, you know, I might do it 2 times in a circular pattern. I might do it 3 times. I don't like to do more than 4 before I turn around and go the other way. So here I am. I'm going to turn and I'm going to go back. Okay, so now I can start to add an arm swing. But when I add an arm swing, here's what I will tell you will happen. When you add an arm swing, you tend to bend over. I don't want you to bend over while you're walking right now. I want you to really drop your shoulders. I want you to really say rib cage up. And as you're walking, I want your hands turned up. And when you do your arm swing and your palms are up, it's going to cue you and give you a better chance at standing up. So many of us have some degeneration of the vertebrae. We have arthritis. You have, you know, if you're past 30 years old, you're going to have some of this stuff, okay? So we have to learn how to manage it. See, I didn't say cure it. I said manage it. So see, I've gone around now 3 times, and my palms are what? They are up. So even if I do an arm swing, whenever those hands come up like this, I just keep saying rib cage up. I slow down, and I say rib cage up. So the advantage I have right now with this little warm up is I have about a 30-pound weight vest hanging from my shoulders. So it's very important. Now I've come back, so we've gone around and around and around. We've turned around, we've gone back the other way, and we've done it several times. And you should start to feel pretty warm, especially if you have a weight vest. Now you might say, well, how do I add weight if I want to and I don't have a backpack? Or let's say I don't have a weight vest. Well, you can, again, pick up simply a bag of beans. You can have a bag of beans in either hand. And it's very malleable. It's very easy to work with it. See, I just toss it from side to side, and it makes my palm stay up. Then I'm going to go up over my pad that I've been circling around. And I can just take that bag of beans and I can just transfer it. Super easy. And my palms stay, everybody should be screaming up. Yes. So see, I just stack it over, and see, you don't have to bring your knee up. If you're uncomfortable bringing your knee all the way up, just drag your foot here, okay? Because we're still warming up. Hi, everybody coming on. So you're getting this warm up, and I'll recap just before we start in just a few minutes into the regular class. But here's the deal. Everybody's thinking, oh, let me just wait. Let me not, you know, she just kind of walking around and doing that warm-up stuff. Let me get into the real class. I got news for you. That is the real class. So you're going to get this on, I'm going to say, recorded warm-up strength training day online, so that you know you have like a warm-up, all right? So here's the deal. You have synovial fluid and that works in all your joints. And if you just start lifting weights, I don't care how light they are, see what I'm doing? I'm taking my bag of beans and I just keep putting it from one hand to the other as I'm doing this very gentle step on an uneven surface, my pilla or my disc. And I just continue this and I keep saying rib cage up. Okay? The synovial fluid, and think of it as, you know how honey is when it's cold? Well, that's what happens with synovial fluid. When you wake up, and everybody knows if they have arthritis, they're so much more stiff in the morning, right? Well, give yourself a fighting chance. Come on and do this warm up with me. Because once you've warmed up, and that synovial fluid around all your joints gets warm, it's just like honey. When you warm up honey, like in some hot water or something, much easier to pour. That's your lubrication of your joints. So it stands to reason that if you have trouble with arthritis, stiff joints in any way, give yourself a chance. Do a warm up. And now I've stepped off. Now, for those of you who are just coming on, whenever I started this, I was starting to walk in a circular pattern. So now we're going to end our warm-up in that same circular pattern. I'm going to go around my little pilla or my little area, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. Okay, that's 3 times. I'm going to turn around and go back the other way. The other thing to note, when I'm having you ambulate or walk, I have your palms up, because we get into what? We get into really bad habits of stooping when we're walking. So I'm trying to counteract that specifically just even in our warm-up. So as I come back around, I missed my hand. My palms are up, because that alone helps you to pull your shoulders back. Okay? So now I have my weight vest on. If you just have a bag of beans, then you're going to just put them on your shoulders. So let's say you have a bag of beans, a bag of rice. It's helpful if it could be 2 pounds. 2 pounds, this one's 5 pounds. 5 pounds, it could be whatever you want. And so you have just added some weight on your frame. So now I'm going to step up on my little pilla, okay? And I'm fixing to get into my weight training class. So for me, if I have a bag of beans and I don't have a weight vest, I'm just going to hang on to those beans right now. See, I'm just hanging on to them. So I've just added that. Say rib cage up, drop your chin in. Yes, pull your tummy in tight. So we've been walking around. Now we're going to step back off the disc. Then I'm going to come forward and put my heel down. So I'm going to step back. So I'm going to rock and roll over this pilla, because we're now going into our strength work, okay? So whenever I do this and I come over and I go heel down, toe down, I'm going to say rib cage up. Pretend I'm standing right in front of you, and I'm just giving you a little tap to to pull you back, because it's this forward and back motion that we want to make sure that our ear is over our shoulder is over our hip bone. See that? That's what we want to make sure of. And if you have one bag of beans, you can just put both hands right there and hang on to it, because I'm adding weight to your frame as I do this step over and back. So right now, pull your tummy in right now. Say rib cage up, drop your shoulders. Yes. Okay. Don't go fast. And here's the deal. Depending on whatever pillow, disc that you have or that you've chosen, when you do this repeated motion like this, you could catch your toe because you don't lift your foot high enough. So I'm just cautioning you to be prepared for that, because that's going to happen to us all the time. All right. You got to get that toe up. Okay. So now I've done this enough times to where I'm using repetition to contribute to the loading of this side of me. So it's a step over to the heel first. Make sure your toe gets pulled up significantly right there. Okay? And back. Again, pull your tummy in. Say rib cage up. We've got about 3 more step overs on this side. So anytime I have a central weight load like a vest or a backpack, I will probably do a little more repetition, okay? Because I'm seeking to load those muscles around those bones, around those joints, without going too heavy and getting too much of a load on them. So I'm trying to do it with repetition. So step back down. So I'm right here. So before we start back again, right now, say which leg was on the pillow. This was my leg, because we're going to step back. We're going to hang on to this weight, whatever it is. It could be hand weights, or it could be a bag of beans, or it could be a weight vest. Okay? It's your call. Now I'm going to go around again, and I'm going to say rib cage up and really pull my tummy in. Then I'm going to turn, and I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to go all the way around, Now I'm going to switch the legs that's on the pillow, okay? So here I go. I'm going to put the other leg up there, and then what is your lineup? So I go from putting weight into the foot that is on the floor to loaded, and when it's loading right here, many of you lock your knee, so don't do that. Keep your knee soft. Here's your weights. You can put them here, or you can hang on to them. Here's my kickstand. Now I'm going to step up and over. I'm going to put my heel down. Then I'm going to come back. Then I'm going to go again and again and again. So whenever I go into this move, where you're coming from back here to the front, many of us cave and we go forward like that. Okay, so I'm doing this specifically for people that have significant forward head issues when you're walking, rounding of the shoulders. It's a whole learning curve that you have to change. So now I'm going to put pressure on the foot that's on the pillow, and I'm going to come back over. And I'm thinking specifically about people that have scoliosis, forward head syndrome. You know, you can't touch that back of the head on the wall, because if I were with you right now and we're doing this little move here, so see my toe caught, so that's a little warning. So tight tummy, drop your shoulders. When you go to lift your leg that's on the floor, bring that knee up. And when you come down, you're coming down into the heel. And then you come back. And this knee that's on the pillow or the disc is bent. It's soft. Just keep saying rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up. So see, I'm hanging on to this bag of beans. Even though I have weight vests, I'll put them down so you see. It's very easy to get great loading, but at the same time, you do have to be cautious because see, if I do that funny little thing that we all do when we go to take a step forward, what do? In order to take a step forward, you have to put your trajectory going forward, right? Well, instead of us hip hinging and pushing forward from our hips down, what do? We stick our head out, we stick our shoulders out, we slope our shoulders, and we go out into it like this. Well, if I have 35 pounds coming down on me here from my shoulders, and I'm rounding my back as I go forward, can you see that that's a significant problem? Yes, it is. And it's an opportunity to get stronger and to change your forward head, rounded shoulder, leaning. Okay, so that's why it's actually a pretty good thing to do this step over several times. Yeah, I'm talking about at least 30. Yeah, that's more getting into the higher repetition. Entering on things like this, 10 repetitions, then 2 sets of 10, then 3 sets of 10. Take breath, because what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to give this hip, this knee, this ankle, this foot, something to work against. And I have to do it either by picking up extremely heavy weights, or I can do it by increasing my repetition. So I hope this is, and you see, I didn't even start doing this loading move until we were warmed up. So just keep thinking, those of you who've had physical therapy, they won't start with you until you've done what? Warmed up. And everybody's, on the treadmill, or they're walking around or doing whatever the warm-up is. They're on the elliptical and they're going. And I paid, I don't know how much, hundreds of dollars it is for therapy. But warming up is very important. Okay, so here's the deal. Kathy's probably on and screaming. I'm thinking we're close to 30 here. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more. And then we'll back into our class, because this is catapulting us into our weight loading class today. Okay, just by doing that warm up, the step over and back where we did loading with my weight vest, oh my goodness, you're going to feel better just doing that. So now I'm going to grab my tea towel. And this is hard to do if you don't have like a backpack or a weight vest. I understand. However, we're going to do some shifting. See this? We're going to do some shifting with our legs very straight when we lift them up, and then we're going to shift with the knee bent. You can get great benefit from this with no extra weight on, okay? So step wide, so you're stepping over your pillow, disc, whatever it is. I got my tea towel, see that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold with my palms up. I'm going to shift, just like that. I'm going to bend my knee. And I'm going to bring that knee up like I'm going to touch my elbow. See that? But my hands are up, and I'm squeezing this, and I'm releasing it. So I'm squeezing, tap, release. Shift, squeezing, tap, release. Okay, so right now, this move is with a wide stance. I'm a tiny bit hip hinged, but my shoulders are down. My chin is tucked. My belly button's in, rib cage up. Shift, tap, down, shift, tap, down. So my challenge, which is some of y'all's challenge, is to do a move like this and don't over bend to the side. This is the side that I always over bend on because in fact, it's a cheater move. So I'm gonna shift, and instead of the propensity for me doing this, which this makes everything real easy because I'm not using the muscles that are weak. I'm using the stronger muscles, okay? So here we go. I'm going to shift. I'm going to stay back, bend my knee, ear, shoulder, hip bone. Now I'm going to bring that knee up and come back down. So you don't want to do this like you think of a knee jerk. You don't want to do it a jerky motion. You want to shift into a bent knee, say rib cage up, pull, and come back down. Shift. Okay, rib cage up, pull that knee, and come back down. Stay wide. Stay wide. It's a little scary for some of you, I understand. See, my palms are up, holding this tea towel. Big breath. Shift. You ready? Boom. And back down. Shift. Tight tummy. Right there and back down. Okay, we're going to do this 2 more times on either side. Here we go. Shift, pull, and back down. Shift, bang, and back down. Shift, right there and back down. Breath, boom, right down. Oh, was that 2? Sorry. Okay, take a breath, palms are up, bring it into the shoulders right here, okay? Just like this. So whether you have a weight, like I have with a weight vest or a backpack, or you could be having weights in your hands. And as you go back, you're gonna just bring it right here and tap on the shoulders. So here's the deal, y'all. So whether you have weights in your hands or you don't have weights in your hands, I want you to really concentrate on going into a squat. That means you have to lower your butt more than your upper body, okay? Get that butt down there, then come back. If you're gonna put your butt down, you have to go into your heels, okay? But don't be putting your head and chest and shoulders below your butt. You want to get that butt down just a little more. So tap, come down, take a breath, exhale, take a breath in, get your butt down just a little more. Don't come right back up, Butt down just a little more, and then come up. Breath, tap. Here we go. Push into the heels. Get your butt down just a little more. Bring those hands down, come back up, exhale. Okay? So it's a breathe in, and it's an exhale. And it's a breathe in, go into your heels, drop your butt just a little more. Drop it just a little more, then come back up. Exhale. 3 more, here we go, here we go, here we go. Heels, 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 and back in. Breath. Here we go, back down, heels. Okay, just 1 more inch, take your butt down. Go into your heels, breath, and then come back up. Okay, 1 more. Here we go, heels, 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 heels. A little more down. And come back. So whether or not you had a weight vest on, that's a good load for your quads if you work it. Yes, you have to work it. Okay, now here's my little chair. Let's say you have a wall wherever you're at. You can either use the chair or you can use a wall. So we've done a lot of hip flexing. So now we're going to extend, all right? So now we're going to push our hips toward the wall a chair, a tabletop, a desk. We're going to drop our chin, and we're going to keep our knees soft. They're very soft. Breath, 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 breath. Now, while I'm holding in this position, my hips are heading toward the chair here. Don't tighten your butt. Don't tighten your tummy here, but put your thumbs out like you're hitchhiking, okay? Not that you would hitchhike. However, I have a feeling some of us in this class might have a little experience with that. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. Yes, I know, we are children of the 60s and 70s. Thumbs out, soften your knees. Thumbs out, soften your knees. Drop your chin. Really push those hips forward. Okay, soften your knees again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rotate and come back in. Take a big breath. Yes. And here we are at our kitchen chair. Now I'm going to just turn it right back around, okay? And I'm going to start picking up my hand weights. And before I do that, I'm going to put on my weight gloves, all right? So whether you use you know, heavy weights or not, it doesn't matter. If you are using your hands more, which you're going to in this class, because I do a lot of functional moves, your gloves will help support your joints and it will help give it warmth. Okay, so what I'm going to start with is more of a heavier weight. So for me, it's not just my lightest weight that I can handle. I picked up a 9, so it's in a medium range for me. So if you can hit a medium range, that's what you want to do. So we're going to put those weights right on our quads, just like that. Okay? And we're going to push into the heels. And we're going to stand up. So we're not doing a deep squat. We already did that. But we are going to go up. And then we're going to turn our hands out like this. See that? And we're going to go out and back. And turn them and put them right back down. So this is like you're sitting back into a high park bench, a very high bench, okay? Like a bar stool bench. So drop your shoulders, and you're gonna have a medium weight, whatever weight you can, you know, handle, or no weight, perfectly fine. This time, instead of going deep into the squat positioning, we're gonna go into a high sit back to a bench. Then we're going to lift, squeeze our butt, turn our hands up, go out, just like that. Then we're going to put back down. So it's a little tiny turn, but here's the thing. You've got a decent weight in your hands. So that means you got to keep your wrist neutral. Okay, so sit back, high bench. You're going to lift up, squeeze your butt, turn the weights up, go way out. Okay, this has Kay's name all over it. Okay, yes, I know. Just wanted you to know that. All right, are you ready? So as I'm sitting in this high bench right here, I'm going to keep my tummy tight, my chin tucked. I'm going to come upright, squeeze my butt, turn my hands so they're palm up, and then I'm going to rotate open in a hinge motion. See that? But my elbows are where? My elbows are right at my waist. Okay? Here we go. Tight tummy. We're going to lift, squeeze your butt, turn your hands, go way out with them. See that? Then come back in, go to that high bench position, all right? Take a breath. Upright stance, tight butt, open the palms up, and then open the hands. Then bring them back in and come back down. So we're really only doing like a half rotation, right? So my thumbs are up right here. I'm in a high bench position. I'm going to lift up, tighten my butt, turn my hands up, rotate open with my hands. Come back in, come back down. So I'm going to do this about 3 more times, okay? So I'm going to come up, turn up, open out. Come back in, come back down. Take a breath. Here we go. Sit back into the heels. Pull, turn, open. Come back in and back down. Take a breath. Here we go. Up, squeeze the butt, open, palms up, bring it back in and down. I can't remember. Did I say 3? Okay, let's do one more. Here we go. Up, open, all the way open, come back in and come back down. Nice. From this position now, I have a medium weight. I have a weighted vest on. So my frame has quite a good weight load, okay? If you just have weights in your hands, that's okay. Because this position of going down, putting our weights in the floor, then coming back up, turning our thumbs out again. Yes. I'm hoping that you're seeing a pattern here, because many of us are coming on and you are getting really good results. I see it when I see you guys, because you stand better, you walk better. This is to help you stand up straighter and not to get into this kind of a way of walking, which if you're not thinking, that's exactly where you're going after certain birthdays, simply because of all the gravity pull on us. And we do a lot of forward type stuff, computer, cooking, driving, etc. Okay, you ready? I'm going to go down and pick those weights up. Here we go. Push into the heels, keep my chin tucked, grab those weights and come back up. So here's what I want you to notice. As you're coming down, watch the trajectory or movement of your knees. Because many of you go into here, and when you're going to put something down all the way into the floor, you stop at about here and you quit bending, or you go out, or you come in. I don't want to do any of those. I want you to get lower. I want you to lower your center of gravity lower. So that means going to your heels, tuck your chin, go down a little lower, pick it up easily, and then come up, okay? Let's do it one more time. We're going to go down, push the heels, go down a little more, put them down, come up. Take a breath, go down, pick them back up. Heels, and come back up. Nice. All right. Big breath. I'm going to go tap, tap. See that? Now, I want you to notice, and I don't know how well you're able to see me. I can see some of you, not super big, but here's what I do see. See in this motion right here? This is a simple motion. Yes, I have a weight load on me. But if you don't have a vest, you've got some weights in your hands. But this is what I see. If you go from side to side tapping like this, and you're not careful, you get the wobble. And then let me show you what I see. And I see you out there because this is what I see. If you're not thinking, you just do this. It's super easy. You don't even have to, you don't feel nothing. I don't want to have any head bobbling from side to side. So I want you to hold your position, so to speak. So that means set into all 4 corners of your feet. Say rib cage up as you lift your leg to do that simple tap, really load back into that sit down position. Then stand up. Take that moment to stand up. Now bend the joints, shift, and tap. So see, what the full body shifting is what I'm wanting to see. What I don't want to see is this. See, I don't want to see that. I want you try it. You're going to see a very big difference in how you're positioning yourself if you have that full body shift, plant to the heel, tap. Do not let yourself over arch or over bend to the side. And for me, as I've told many of you before, my challenge is not my knee replace side for something like this. It is making weaker muscles not work. So whenever I see over wobbling, that's exactly what we're doing, okay? So tighten your tummy and really get the nuance of this particular move. So I can tell you that even when I pick up my foot just 2 inches and I do the tap, my propensity is to over lean. So I'm cautioning you not to do it. And I hope you're feeling what I'm talking about. And so now I'm doing this with not only 30 pounds down hanging from my shoulders, but I got 18 pounds in my hands. So don't over lean. Sit back, shift your whole body, and really use the weaker muscles in your hip, in your legs, in your back, in your shoulders. It goes all the way down, okay? And we're doing a high repetition here. Yes, because this is a form of a carry. I'm just doing it with a little step up challenge. Okay, one more on either side. Take a breath. Don't start going too fast on me. If you start going too fast, you do that wobble. You wobble, okay? Now, you've been hanging on to these weights, right? They're not super light, but they're not super heavy. They're medium. So we're going to bring them up. We're going to tap. We're going to tap. So I'm sitting back into my heels, and I'm going to just go boom, squeeze my butt, boom. So I'm doing a hammer curl, and I'm kind of doing it at a little more, a quicker pace. Not super fast, but I mean, when you swing a hammer, or when you know, do some hoeing or gardening. So you're going to do that movement a little quicker. So that's what I'm trying to help you simulate. So stand up every time in between. Right here, stand up, squeeze. Breath, stand up, squeeze. Breath, stand up, squeeze. Breath, breath, go, breath, go, breath. Just four more. Here we go. Stay high. Breath, keep your elbows in. Elbows in. Here we go. Two more. Breath. One more. Yay. Now open. Yeah. Come to the ear, shoulder. Ear, shoulder. Breath. Ribcage up. Ear, shoulder. Ear, shoulder. Breath. Back. Breath. Back. Breath. Back. Stay with me. Stay with me. Breath. Here we go. Breath. Here we go. Breath. 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 Bring them in. Bring them down. Nice. Okay, I'm going to put my shoulders, my weight in my holster. Okay. Take a big breath. Shake out your hands a little bit. And we're going to come right to the chair. Okay. I can either do it upright by putting my hands on the back of the chair, or I can do it lower. If I want more shoulder work, if I want to really load the structures in my back, I'm going to go to the seat position. But if I'm good just standing here like this is going to be an extension right through that hip there, okay? So I'm going to extend and bring it back. Put my hands here. This is perfectly fine. So your tummy is tight, your shoulders are down, and you're lifting that heel back, okay? So a lot of people, that think, younger people actually, that look at a class like this and they think, oh, well, yeah, that's just for, older people. This is for people who have injured knees, who have had back issues, who have had any kind of groin or hip issue, okay? And if they'll take the time to do some of these cross between therapy, fitness moves, boy, will it help them to get their weaker muscles back on board. Okay, now I'm going to sit back. I've been doing this upright. I'm going to take the position on the lower chair seat. You can continue, shift, drop your shoulders, tighten your butt, lift your heel. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to go down here because I have the advantage of having this weight vest. So I have quite a bit of load coming down through my back, my spine, my vertebrae, but I'm keeping neutral, and I'm just going to go, and I can switch. I'd started with my other leg, so I recognize it and switch. See, you can do that. Okay, keep your elbows soft. Keep your rib cage up, your chin tucked. When you hit the height of your lift, squeeze your butt tight, then bring it down. So squeeze, bring it down, squeeze, down, big breath, breath, breath. Squeeze that butt when you get to the very top. Keep your elbows soft. Take a breath. Take a breath. 2 more. Breath. 1 more. And breath. Hold it, squeeze it, hold it, squeeze it. Bring it back in. Nice. Now I'm going to do that hyperextension in the back again. But again, I have a weight vest on. Okay, you don't have to have now. But if you're doing it at a modified form, you're just going to put your hands on your chair back and do this hyperextension, just like that. Okay, I'm going to come down here and drop my hips. My elbows are going to be soft. My shoulders definitely down. And I'm just pushing my hips toward the chair. Breath, and just hang around there for a second. Elbows are soft. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Hang on. 3, 2, hang on. 1. And come back up. And come back up. Right there. Okay? Woo! How's everybody doing out there? I hope. Good. I know. Generally, people would be screaming at me right now. Anyway. All right. Back to the weights. Okie-dokie. So, I told you today I was going to really work on this, this forward trajectory that we have, right? So, it's about more than half the class now. So I'm going to take my weight vest off. Okay. And I'm going to just bring it right over my head. Put it down. So now I'm going to go ahead and grab a heavier weight. This is where some of you need to talk to yourself and say, just because she's inviting you to pick up a heavier weight doesn't mean that I should, okay? So I'm not there as a trainer. I'm right here, and I'm cautioning you. You can get great load with more repetition and lighter weight, okay? Absolutely. Now, when you do start picking up heavier weight, you have to do it gradually for any certain muscle groups that you're using. I tend to use a lot of different muscle groups at the same time, and that's called functional movement, all right? But there are some breakout type moves. So on this one, I'm going to capitalize on what we did warming up. I step in the middle of my little disc. It's an unstable surface, number one. I have very heavy weights. I'm going to press into that front foot, but I am not going to have excessive leaning. I am going to take these weights that are pretty heavy, okay, and I am going to lean in and pull my shoulder blades together. And then I'm going to come down, almost like they're opening. But I'm in a lean out situation from my hip and my knee being bent. My supported leg on the floor is pretty straightforward, okay? So here these weights are right here, hanging right from my shoulders. I'm going to pull my shoulder blades in, drop them down. I'm going to pull my shoulder blades in, drop them down. Take a breath, pull them in, drop them down. Pull them in and drop them down. Your knee should be very bent. Your hip should be pushing back. Your ankle's going all over the place on that disc. My shoulders are pulling against 15 pounds on one hand, 15 pounds on the other. So that means my spine is getting great resistance, loading. But we're doing it gently so that we can really pull and tug and not hurt all of our vertebrae and our shoulders. And we're pulling that in, and we're pulling that in. Just three more. Stay with me. Two more. Here we go. One more. Duh. And step off. Beautiful. Okay, don't forget which leg was up there first. I'm going to put my weights down. Remember, we practiced this. Now I'm going to put 30 pounds down. So I can't just drop it. So push the hips back, put the weights down, come back. Okay, shake out. Shake out. Okay? Take a big breath. Put your hands back. Yeah, just pull them back just like that. So they're stretching through the hand and through the forearm. Okay? So just so Kathy knows, this is resting, Kathy, right now. Got it? Okay, here we go. Okay, look at your heels as you go to retrieve your weight load. And let's say you're doing this with no weights. Same thing. Careful as you go down. Push your butt back. Don't let your knees come in or out. Chin tucked. Grab your weight load. Push and come right up. See that? Okay, so now I'm going to put the other foot in the middle of the disc. Okay? There I am, right there in the middle of the disc. My little kickstand is down on the floor. Knee is bent. Hip is just hinged. Okay? My arms are just hanging like a pendulum right there. But because you're leaned out and you have no weight or a heavy weight, you're going to pull your shoulder blades together and back down. Okay? So here's my tip. When you go to pull the shoulder blades, do not pull your shoulders up. That's a different move, okay? So I'm wanting you to come central, right across those shoulder blades. As you are hinged and your knee is soft, don't bring your shoulders up. They're pulling centrally into the spine, right there. And back down, pull, and back down, back down, pull. Keep your chin tucked. Here we go, pull, breath, breath. Just two more, just two more, just two more. Don't bring your shoulders up. Do not bring your shoulders up. And come back down. Okay, you're gonna go put them down. Hip hinge, squat. Get your butt down there. And then come up. Okay, now the thumbs go back and we open back. Okay? So pretend I'm with you and my hands are on your shoulders. So if my hands are on your shoulders, you would immediately drop them, right? Yeah. So a little tight belly button, a little soft knee, and my thumbs are going back. Remember, I started this whole session with our palms up for a reason, all right? So again, bring them to the front, then again to the back. Okay, now I have my weights on the floor, so don't trip on them, but I'm gonna do a little step over, all right? So palms are up, I'm gonna step, put the thumb back, and I'm gonna touch my heel. Then I'm gonna come back and come into my foot. Thumbs are back, palms are up, drop your shoulders, up and over, heel, up and over into the toe, up and over, heel, up and over into the toe. Breath, just two more. Keep your hands palm up, keep your thumbs headed backwards. Here we go, and here we go. Yay. Bring those down. Take a breath. Keep your tummy in. Say rib cage up. Switch your legs. Okay? Are you ready? Yeah, palm up. I know. See, I want you to walk half of your walks with your thumbs back and your palms up. Okay? Take a breath. People will leave you alone because they'll think you're begging or something. So maybe that's a plus. Okay, tighten tummy, drop your center of gravity. Okay, some of you are doing this with locked knees. Bend, palm up, thumbs back, elbows into the side. I can hear Kay groaning right now. Take a breath. Be careful as you step back. Don't step on the weight. I grazed mine. Breath. Okay, this kind of an exercise done like this, fully contracted through your legs. Keep your knee soft, your hips soft. Keep your palms up and over and back to the heel, then to the toe. Make sure you get your knee up so you don't catch your toe. This is such a good agility training for those of us who think we can't do agility training because we have joints replaced, we have bad feet, or we have this or that or the other thing. You're doing agility training right now. Take advantage of it. Keep those toes forward. Two more. Hand back. Nice. Shake out, shake out, shake out, shake out. Okay, do you remember, those of you who came on at the beginning this morning and you got the warm up, right? Remember I did a wide stance pretty quickly in the warm up. I had a weight vest on. Now I've taken off my weight vest, but I've been hanging on to heavier weights. Not to say that you have to. You do not. So if you choose a weight, whether it's light, medium, or heavy, I don't care. Shoulders down, right? Just like this. Do that shifting, remember? So I'm on the floor now. I'm over my obstacle. I'm shifting and I bend my knee and I come up here like that. See that? Now here's the deal. You do not have to stress about actually touching the knee to the elbow. You do not. All I want you to do to get the best out of this move is shift and release your toe with a knee up positioning. You don't have to bring it all the way up because that's a little scary for some people. So shift, shoulders down, rib cage up, bend the knee, bring it up. If you happen to touch with your elbow, great, but you don't have to. Shift, okay? Get ready. You're going to bring this up without excessive leaning. Got it? Okay, so now pretend we have weights in our hands and we're shifting, okay? What does that mean? If I have weight right here and I'm hanging on to a bigger weight, do you see how that makes me do all kinds of proprioceptive thinking? So this is excellent fall prevention, balance training. So now I'm going to go ahead and pick up my heavy weights, okay? So I'm going to back up here. I'm going to pick up my weights. I'm going to be right here. I'm going to do that little shifting, okay? Because I'm a wide stance, right? I'm going to bring these weights central right here. I'm going to shift. I'm going to tighten my tummy. I'm going to just get my knee up. Shift. Da. Breath. Shift. Da. Breath. Don't hold your breath. Breathe in right now. Shift. Exhale. Shift. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Exhale. Breath. 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 Just a couple more. Breath. Breath. Bring your weights down. Go and put them on the rack. Woo! Okay. Shake out, shake out, shake out. All right. Hands are going to go straight forward. Okay? Straight forward. Here is where you can use a chair as a little modification. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm straight on here, so you can see what I'm doing. I'll turn to the side too. But I want you to see that I'm straight on, right? I'm on the floor. I want to shift again. I'm doing that whole shifting thing. This time I'm going to do my thumbs back, palms up, hip hinge. I'm going to bring my knee up. And if I have a chair here, I can put my foot right here on the little platform of the chair. See that? This is quite easy to get a good modification. So from here, I'm going to sit back into my heels, palms up, and I'm going to do a little tiny bit of a reach out. See that? Okay. Caution. If you are by a wall, that's a plus. If you're at somewhere where you can put your hand on a cabinet, a wall, a bed, that's what I want you to do. Okay. Because when you're up here this far, okay, and you go to sit back and you're going to actually reach out with your foot, okay, this is a big move. And you're putting a lot of good body pressure all the way down. Do not lock your leg, okay? My palms are up, my thumb is back, my elbows are in. Shifting, I'm going to take my foot from the chair and just reach out, reach out, reach out, bring it back, bring it down, okay? So position yourself so that you can put your hand on a structure that won't move, okay? So I'm going to turn it this way so you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to be on the other leg. So here I am, palm up, thumb back, tight tummy, soften my joints, chin tucked. I'm going to bring my knee up, and I'm going to tap the chair. See that? My knee is soft here, okay? Rib cage up. Now I'm going to shift into this leg, which we've already practiced, right? And I'm going to go tight tummy, and I'm going to go boom. I'll do it once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. Yes. And then put it right back. Take a breath, palms up. Okay. Bend your knee. Shift into this leg. Tight tummy. Drop your shoulders. Here we go. Here we go. Reach it out. Breath. Reach it out. Breath. If you need to, put your foot on the chair. Hang on. And bring it right here. Nice. And bring it back down. Very good. Okay. Hands on the backs of the chair. Here's the seat. Just lean back. Not with your head. Okay. Tuck your chin. Release your butt. Hips push forward. Keep your chin tucked. Chin tucked. Chin tucked. Chin tucked. And bring a big breath. Okay, those of you who can come down, you're going to come down with me. Everybody else, you're going to stand here with a little bit of a wide stance. Do not squeeze your butt here. You want to bring your hips toward the chair back. Keep your chin tucked and just be there for a few seconds. I'd like for you to be there for up to 30 seconds. I'm going to do it down here because I don't mind the load into the shoulders. Okay? If you don't want the load into the shoulders, then you do it the way I showed you to start with. Take a big breath. You're hanging out down here. Just hanging out. Keep your elbows bent. Breath, breath, breath. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Now push your butt back. Step back in. 1 foot to the chair. 1 foot goes back. So we're stretching. We're doing that classic runner stretch, right? You don't have to stress that you can't get to the floor. This right here, stretching your calf or your Achilles, your plantar fascia, is excellent move. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Keep your knee pushing back straight and your heel on the floor. And then hang out there for a bit. So a lot of people say, well, Jeannie, how come you don't do these stretches to begin with? For the simple fact that if you are a student of exercise phys, you would have to do like 10 times or more the amount of time holding a stretch that starts to get your muscle working than if you were just to take that same muscle and do a simple walk, or what I mean is a dynamic move. You do your elongated stretching after you've done your hard work, okay? So now I'm going to step back, and I'm going to step back in with the other leg. And you want to get your heel down, your shoulders are down, your elbow is soft, and you're putting that heel down. And every once in a while, if you're feeling like you don't have much stretch in your calf, then what you do is you keep your heel down and back, and you bend your knee ever so slightly, but you don't bring your heel up. The stretch will move, and it will go into a whole different muscle, okay? That's down lower in your calf. It's called the soleus muscle. So I do a combination. I do a gastrocnemius stretch, right? A calf stretch. And then I bend my knee, keep my heel down, and I'm going down into that soleus, where it's right into the Achilles there. And then you hang on for a bit. So this kind of motion that I'm doing right now, yeah, it feels stretchy, but as far as warming your muscle, nothing beats dynamic motion. Gentle, dynamic motion. What's the king and queen and the end all and be all of the favorite gentle, dynamic motion? What is it? Walking. Yes. Okay, walk back in. Bend your knees. Grab your ankles. Straighten your legs. Put your head down just for a few seconds. And you're pulling your body into the knees. Then you bend your knees and then you step up. Yay!